Ladies and gentlemen, voted Long Island's best podcast by a bot farm in Russia. It's the Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just.
Oh, like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely
Uh-huh.
disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 342. I am B.
Chick.
No, I'm Ryan.
Back again in a heat wave. How we feeling, boys?
Inside.
Inside.
I honestly work inside too, in general. So I mean, the
Doesn't
heat wave
affect-
sucks when you're outside, but I can't act like I'm the guy who's really going through it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So hats off to all you outside workers. Or
Yeah, I get a lot of all day today and yesterday. Boy, I don't know how you guys do it. I feel bad for you guys. Boy, can I get you anything? Water? Like, people really feel sympathy for you when you're outside working.
Yeah,
just pouring sweat.
Yeah.
we had a softball game this week, and a couple of my guys who do labor or work inside, like, were like, I'll just come and hang tonight. And like, normally I would make fun of them, be like, oh, you know, you pussy or whatever. And I was like,
When was
nah,
the game?
I understand. Last night.
Last night, did you played?
My hammy's still fucked from.
So you just hung.
So I hung, but luckily I didn't need to play either because I wasn't going to push it if I didn't have to.
Yeah.
And people were happy to sit last night because
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
it was brutal.
I canceled mine. I took myself out of the lineup on Monday.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you might have had something to do.
No.
I didn't think you were that soft.
Monday
No, I am.
wasn't that bad, I feel like, right?
Yeah, Monday was like the best out of the last 4
No,
days.
it was really hot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was 90 something.
I mean, it was hot. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, I wasn't the only one. A lot of the guys were not into it.
New York
Yeah.
is becoming closer and closer to Florida weather. From what I mean, obviously not as drastic on the regular, but like
I heard
humidity and all that.
that they just reclassified what kind of
Yeah, I heard this.
it went from like partially I don't know.
Does it say something like
stupid.
tropical?
Yeah, like it's like partially tropical now. New York
Oh.
is considered like partially tropical.
I believe it because I feel like we are
Yeah.
getting closer to that humid.
Yeah, summers are
and
like,
those rainstorm. Like we had rain the other day that wasn't supposed to happen, and it poured and
That's true.
cleared up.
yeah, right
But then
before we
again-
started recording it rained.
Yes. Oh no! That morning, that was the day I had special needs. My last day of special
He
needs.
still doesn't believe us. Have we?
I
talked-
don't. No, I don't
No.
believe you.
Right before we recorded last week, I don't think we even talked about
No,
this.
We
no,
didn't because we talked about it after.
Yeah,
It rained, and Chick was inside. Ryan was setting up, and it was a quick shower, but it came down, and then it was so hot that everything dried off. And Chick is convinced that we're lying to him, that
Yeah.
it didn't rain. He's feeling the grass.
I still think you were fucking with me.
and it,
What-
yeah.
well, for what point?
Just
would
to
the
make me
payoff
look like
be?
an idiot.
We don't have to fuck with you to do that, all right?
And
Just
B
sit
fucks
back
with
and
me
wait.
on so much stuff that
Oh,
it's
no
not
way.
The
on,
worst,
like dumb things.
This would be the worst episode of a prank show ever. It's like we told him it rained.
Yeah.
We told him it rained and it didn't. And then the viewer's like, he's buying it. He's buying it.
I don't mess with you that often with like stuff like that.
I just feel like your little lies, like just like even though it is something so
Tell me
stupid,
lies,
it's like
tell
those
me
things just to
lies.
irritate me.
I do that stuff, but
So like no
it's
matter
out of-
how dumb a thing it is, it's never to me. Like if you can get a rise out of me, you'll do it.
well, it's not easy. It's not difficult.
Exactly.
It's-
So I'm
you know.
sorry, and I feel like Ryan is clever in the comedic sense to know when you're doing it and just
Ryan
jump
will
right
just-
in and
so
go.
Ryan will
with it.
yes end.
Oh, I
with me.
never looked for the final results of the poll we put up about, but it was
Okay, all right. I
was-
was wrong.
it was you were
way
I,
off.
I was checking it throughout the thing.
I'm sure you were.
I had people who like DM me like it's obviously not stripes.
Yeah.
All right, I had people DM me saying what idiot was the one that thought it's stripes, and I have to be like, I'm the idiot that thought.
Yeah.
It. But when I look at that bird from out of a window, I hate to bring it back to this stupid European starling, like anybody cares. That I see a bird and it's got like white. I get it. It's tips. but from a little bit
He
far
wanted
away.
to say stripes again.
Yeah, because to me and I'm not saying it's like a zebra stripe.
I know.
You know, it's like
I know.
They look like little dashes.
But they do. All right. It was. When you said this, I had a quick. I knew what it was, and what came to mind was, oh yeah, the white little stripes in it.
Yeah.
And here I go for 3 days later, I'm hearing about what an idiot I am. I'll take it. It's tips, not stripes. And then Chick gets involved in text messaging because he loves when I'm wrong. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Like how much he he actually.
Oh, it really does make me feel good.
Like it's one of the few things that brings him joy.
Savors it.
Yeah, he does. And he's like, "You idiot, B." And then he switched it
Because you always tell me how wrong I am or how I'm an idiot. So yeah, I bask when you were wrong.
but then you start bringing in dots and spots into it. Which like we're both like nobody's talking about dots and spots, and Chick's like, oh, but one more thing, there's dots and spots. He's like giving us the definition of a dot and a spot. I'm like,
I know the conversation you're talking about. I don't feel like going back to really.
No, we don't need to.
Yeah, because I don't want to get back into it. But there was a reason why I brought dots and spots up.
Because I said
completely.
I'm
high as a kite right now.
I had mentioned something about
That's
that they're like dots, and I think he saw since I was saying stripes, he took the S and turned it into spots or something.
Yeah.
Listen, it's boring the hell out of us.
Yeah.
But I'll take the L.
You should. You can't not.
I like that shirt.
You like it?
Yeah.
I feel like when I wear these shirts, I look like I'm on a
Island vacation.
but like on an island vacation, but
You look
doing
like
a
you look like-
Lipitor commercial.
Oh, I was gonna say you look like an employee at an island.
I could
vacation.
see that too. Yeah.
That sounds like it looks like there might
Like
be
the bartender
might
or
be
the waiter?
uniform at the the all-inclusive resort. Yeah.
I
That's
don't
like
know.
a '90s one too. I picture him being on an episode of like Saved by the Bell, the summer years.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good
Leah Remini.
spin-off. Yeah.
So I
Yep.
first fell in love with.
That's right.
Leah
Right,
Remini.
Leah, she was the daughter of the owner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
I don't remember. I
Big
just
chubby
remember
guy.
being-
Kind of looked like Chick.
No,
That guy,
I know
yes.
he did not.
No, he did. I'm telling you, he looked like Chick. Mr.
And they found a way to get Mr. Belding involved with that too.
Mr.
didn't we?
Belding was always involved.
Yeah, he was in there. Everybody was. Was that wasn't that was the summer or was that the college years?
Mr. Carosi was his
No,
name.
Carosi.
His name was Mr. Carosi.
Yeah, it was
Look
a
up
separate
Mr.
thing.
Carosi and tell me if it looks like Chick with like hair.
Mr. Carosi.
Funny thing about Mr. Belding, I sort of went to school in Oneonta, not really, but sort of, and Mr. Belding had a house near there, and he would show up at the college bars and drink.
He's laughing.
It does look like him, right?
I just know the guy, the actor, and that's coming back to me. He was in a bunch of things in the '90s, right? This guy.
Yeah. He's a typical big.
Yeah.
Italian fat.
Yeah.
He's got a chickness to him. Yeah.
This does not look like there's people that look like
I would
don't
have to
take
look at
that
it again.
one on.
I just
to me, he's just a fat Italian guy. So you're like, yeah, it looks like Chick.
all right. I don't know. I see Chick in a different era looking like Mr. Carosi.
Yeah.
But yeah, Belding would show up and get drunk with like college girls in Oneonta. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like weird.
Wow.
But
Creepy.
yeah. Living that high school life.
Yeah.
I went to a polo match on Sunday.
I saw some.
Is that where you
Instagram
were?
That's
stuff
where I
happening.
was.
And that was in Bethpage.
Right in Bethpage. They do it they for years they have the polo matches right there on at the Bethpage
Do you
Park.
understand polo?
Do you understand polo?
No, not at all. That's why I was asking.
And that's why he didn't go.
Yeah, I didn't go there. Why would I know about polo?
No, I know that they get they get on the horse.
I know what they do, but do you understand the game?
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Explain it to the listeners.
Is it like I always pictured it was a lot like what's the game that you do in the lawn where you got it's
Field
not-
hockey?
No, it's like you put up little rings and then everybody gets a
Croquet?
ball. Croquet, yeah. I always picture it was like just croquet.
But I don't
on a horse.
understand
Sort of.
croquet either.
Well,
Croquet is you just got to knock a ball through the loop.
But okay? So I know you do that, but what's the point? Is there strokes? Is it points? How do
probably
you
strokes.
finish? How do you
Yeah.
That is what I'm asking.
strokes and stripes. Yeah, I don't know. But with polo, it's basically the way They describe the whole thing for everybody.
They do.
Yeah, but it's basically a 3-on-3 match. 3 horses on one team, 3 on the other, and they throw the ball out, and there's just 2 goals on either end. So it's like hockey, and that's all it is. They're hitting the ball. I don't know.
So it's like hockey, but you're on a horse.
But you're on a horse.
That's all I was asking.
And then they switch horses every quarter or whatever. You get a fresh new horse.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah, it's not the same horse.
That's good.
But I noticed as I'm watching this. Now it's pretty nice. You can get seats there. They have a little bar and a VIP area. You can get chips and stuff. But they have the announcer was sitting right behind us, and she was just like, when you hear somebody announcing, doing their job, and you're like, oh, this is like a volunteer that's doing it, because she just kept messing up.
Really?
Yeah, and right away I was like, oh, I want to do that job. But then she was like calling the whole game. And she was like in the stands right behind us.
So she knew how to call.
She knew how to call, but she was at one point she wanted to say, we have handicap accessible areas, and she goes, and we are all handicapped here, and everybody. And we are not handicapped. There was she kept messing up, and then I'm watching this, and I'm like. There's a lot of older guys, and they're like, this is Chuck. He started here 2 years ago, and I'm like, I could do this.
You get involved with this?
And then with that, she's like, if you're ever interested, there's a guy. Come see me. He does lessons. He'll teach you how to do it. So they must be low on polo players, because anybody that goes, they're like trying to get you to do it.
My next question was going to be, if they have to explain the rules beforehand, that's obviously not enough people know the rules. You know what? Like, you don't go to baseball and they're not like, all right, fans, here's how baseball works.
Yeah, but it's an event. They're trying to get people interested in it.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Most places, events like that, like when you go to most sports, people there know, they don't really.
Yeah, polo's not a major sport, though.
So I was just reading up on it, and so it's 4-on-4?
I thought it was 3-on-3, but
maybe they don't do the maybe that's like general
to me, it
rules.
looked like maybe it was 4-on-4. Maybe
or
2-on-2,
and maybe there's 4 total.
Yeah, whatever it was. There was a bunch of horses.
The horses, is the horse the good player, or is the player is it about your horse or about the people?
I think it's a mixture of both, because the horse has to be agile and steady enough to run in between.
Do they hit each other? The horses not kick, but are they muffling?
That's what I was worried about, like the mallet hitting the horse's kneecaps.
Yeah,
but there wasn't much of that.
Was it much or not any of it?
No, I didn't see any of that stuff. They're pretty good. They just hit, and you just see these horses. The field is huge, so they're just running around, and yeah, it's.
Do they seem like they like it? The horses.
I was just gonna ask.
Do
you think the horses like that?
Yeah, it didn't seem. It wasn't like they all seem really healthy. It wasn't like zoo horses. Like
that doesn't exist, but I understand what you mean.
You know what? But those horses you see. We've all seen
what
a sad horse.
What do you think a sad horse? I was just going to ask you, what is a zoo horse?
A zoo horse is a sad horse.
When you're in Central Park and you see the ones on
those things, no.
Can we get rid of that?
Yeah.
I still think White Post Farms, the fact that it's still open to this day is a fucking
shocking.
It's
shocking.
Unbelievable, yeah. The giraffe that's been there is just like
I know.
It's still there?
I think so.
I
feel bad for it.
I think one died.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot have died.
It's awful.
I always wonder, because I drive by it once in a while, and I'm like, I'm surprised you can't just see, the head sticking out from something.
No, it's because they have it locked up with the heads.
None of the buildings are that tall. I'm like, if it's in one of these buildings, its head should be sticking out of this.
It's fucking down.
Yeah, it is. It's not.
It shouldn't be there. And they're not letting it stretch.
It shouldn't be there.
It probably doesn't grow because it can't.
It's big. I've seen it. You have to climb stairs.
And it's not. I feel like it's in a fucking 10 by 10 room. Like you can't even turn around. Probably.
It's not great.
The bunnies that's always there. Whenever they hand the bunny, they literally pass the bunny like it's a fucking, I don't know, like some artifact that they let everybody see, and the bunny's just shriveled up and shaking, and there's just kids' hands
God.
all over it.
I'm gonna shut this place down.
And then what do they do with the goats? You ever see that, like, it's not like, oh, you can't feed them that much or through this time. So there's literally, as long as that place is open, there's little kids shoving food down the gullet of all the fucking animals.
and they just keep eating.
Yeah.
And they just keep eating.
As long as you got a quarter, you can pull out another.
Just so, like,
Cup of
those things
pellets.
are just fucking eating and eating. There's not much exercise, it looks like, going on.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
That place is a fucking shit show.
No.
But hey, anybody in Long Island, everybody does it. Bring your kids down to White Post Farms when they're about 2 to 4 for a birthday party.
Oh yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
the parents love
It's
it.
the place. So yeah, it was definitely a fun event. You get to they bring the horses out afterwards. You know, they don't let you touch the horses because they're athletes.
Yeah.
But you shake the hands of the guys. Everybody was very nice.
Do they present the winner with anything?
Of the winning team?
Yeah. So I'm wondering
No.
if they do they, like, in the race, like, they put the thing over the horses?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
No,
That's
because
right.
it's not really a race. You know, it's a.
If there's a winner.
There is, but but you don't, like, if you go watch a baseball game and the Mets win, they don't present them with a crown at the end.
They do.
It's a regular season match.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Didn't they do like cricket locally somewhere?
Well, that
recently?
had, like, millions of fucking
think
people
so.
attend. Well, not millions, but, like, thousands and thousands, because that's, like, a huge sport. They did the...
East Meadow, yeah.
At Eisenhower, they had that big...
And they couldn't. Nobody local could get in. It was a whole.
Yeah, it was a whole
right?
thing. But you know what? Nobody local should go. Let the fucking people who know the sport want to go.
But
and
I
cheer
think
for
there
it.
was a lot of local people that do follow that
Oh, and they still couldn't.
specific.
Every once in a while, I'll go into a shop or something, and there'll be somebody that's not white watching it, and, like, they really are
It's
into
very
it.
Middle
So-
Eastern.
Yeah, it
like
seems like-
Asia.
I met a
It's
cricket
huge.
Yeah, I always think about I always think about England, like British people playing it, but it definitely seems like it's big
It
in
is.
I
India.
think the biggest teams are Pakistan and, like, India. Or,
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
about I don't know. I think they'll, but I think that's. I forget who was in the championship this year.
Yeah.
A girl that I worked with, I believe her boyfriend went to it, so he was local and made it.
Oddly enough, this week I met a cricket player, and he was of Indian descent or something.
Yeah, they said it was a big success too.
And I met him over here, and he was like, "Yeah, he played for some national team." Pretty interesting.
That's a lot closer to, like, baseball.
Yeah.
It's still different. Like, the game, I feel like, can go on days, but
Yeah.
it's
Is that the thing that cricket could go on for like a
well,
long
like,
time?
I think it could go on for more than a day.
So there's no innings or something.
I think it's more of a score-driven ending than it
Okay.
is an inning or time-based
Oh,
ending.
all right.
But again, I'm not going to speak on. I don't
Yeah.
really know it. I never even watched a game, although I've seen dudes fucking rope the ball with that fucking.
I wish
Yeah.
there was a driving range for cricket,
cricket?
just to, like, try to do that.
Yeah, I want to know how hard it is.
Yeah, me
But I
too.
don't know if you could hit a cricket off a tee, so you need a pitcher. And,
That's what I mean. I want like a spot to go and, like, try just hitting it. But I don't
Now,
want to know the rules.
Don't they? Do they bounce it or they
I think
just throw
so,
it
yeah. I
low?
think they bounce it.
They do bounce
Yeah,
it, right?
So I'm saying I want to learn.
That
I
thing
wanna-
looks hard as shit to hit.
And
Yeah.
the bat is flat, right? Is that its thing?
Or is it, like, angled?
Hey, I don't know. Jeez, if only we had 3 cell phones here to look up this information.
Yeah, it's like-
Doesn't matter.
I went to eat at a place called Prohibitions last week.
Oh, God.
Prohibitions.
Yeah.
He don't like it already.
Why?
I don't know.
Is it a speakeasy vibe? Because
That's what I hate.
A little
speakeasies.
bit, yeah, but it's definitely
He
just a
despises speakeasy.
kitchen name. It's it's a restaurant, small restaurant. It's got a bar, but I've been there before. But apparently they just sold it, and it's some guys just took over like the day before we went there. Maybe even that morning. He's like, "Yeah, we just got the keys this morning." I don't know if they were like regulars and like before, and like the guy was like, "All right, I want to sell the place," and they bought it. That's the
Yeah.
vibe I got. Is like
Okay.
a couple of regulars.
You know what that means. It's not lasting long.
Yeah. Well, it was still great. Like food was still great because if you,
They haven't turned over the staff
You
yet.
figure if you
Yeah.
take the staff, like, because these are guys who definitely have never, they're not in the restaurant business. They just wanted to keep their place in business. I'm like making all that up. I don't know. That's the vibe I got. But the 2 guys that were running it definitely have never been in the restaurant business before. I
You can
don't know if
tell.
they're regulars of the place, but they definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, if you just figure you keep the kitchen safe, I'm like, yeah, just do what you do.
Until
Do what
you
you've
get
been doing.
Yeah.
We like the food. Just keep doing that, and then don't steal from me. Is that? You know what I mean? Like, can you do that?
Can you
In
do
theory, that makes a lot of sense. But what happens is these
start
people
cutting
want
corners.
to. You cut corners. Like, all right, we could do this.
Or they
we
just
could-
change something that's working and people don't like it.
Or they're like
Yeah.
they start. It continues to work the way it's always worked, and then one of the guys like, I own this place. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this.
We do it, yeah.
And then it just spirals. I mean,
Yeah.
I've watched enough of John Taffer to know
Yeah.
how this works.
Well, I hope it works. But anyway, so we sit down, we order some appetizers and a meal, and we're just waiting on it. And then this guy comes over, this chick-looking guy. For
Chick
real.
like me or female?
you.
Oh, all right.
Like you looking guy. And he comes over with, we haven't gotten any of the food yet. He comes over, puts down a plate in front of us. It's fried Oreos and an ice cream. He goes, hey, gonna try this, try some, on us, thanks for coming out. Try some. I'm like, well, I haven't had my dinner yet. He goes, it doesn't matter. I just think it's good stuff. You're gonna like it. You're gonna
He
like
didn't
it.
know what he was doing. This
I'm
guy
like-
to you.
Well,
I feel like he's the right guy.
I hate wasting food for one, so I'm like, I'm gonna eat this, and I want it. It looked good. Like I like ice cream and fried Oreos. Who doesn't want that? But I'm also super particular about eating sweets before my meal. Like I like to eat.
That's
would be.
that's my point.
Well, I want to eat. I want to
totally
close the
understand.
night
I get
with
it.
sweets. I love sweet. Every meal to me has a dessert to it.
You like to end on a sweet.
I want to eat. Like I sometimes look forward to the meal just because I want to get to the dessert. And like it's a ritualistic thing where like, all right, I've eaten my meal. Sometimes I want to leave and go get dessert somewhere else, give it a little break, and now sit down. So now I'm staring down the barrel of this sweet
You try to
plate.
save it to the end.
Well, it's got melting ice. If it was anything else, it was a cake, I would have been like, oh great, thank you so much. I would have put it to the side. Now I got like fried Oreos, which are supposed to be, you're supposed to eat them a little bit warm.
Yeah.
And you got ice cream that's just melting away.
Time's ticking.
So now I'm like, well, no, I'm like, well, we haven't eaten yet. I'm like, I don't have dessert before the meal. No, it's fine. You eat it. Like,
I
want
love
to tell
the
you,
tone
like-
deaf guy has no
Yeah.
idea what you're saying.
So he thinks this.
He is like you.
I'm like, this guy. This is what he thinks. He's seen on TV. You send over, you open up a new business. You
Yeah.
send over food.
Poor
I'm like,
timing.
It's like, yeah, you wait. Keep an eye on us while we're eating. Okay, they got the meal. Go get me that ice cream. So I'm thinking this is
Yeah.
one of the owners, right? So and then I hear him go back to the bar. He's like sitting not too far from us. He goes back to me. He goes, hey, he said something and mumbled. And he goes, they'll be back.
Jesus Christ.
They'll be back. He thinks he really did
Yeah,
something.
he did it.
And by the way, like we will be back because the food was great. Like
How was the
loved it.
fried Oreos? and
Awesome. It was great. It was honestly great. It was good ice cream. It was good fried Oreos. I just wanted it.
Having
Yeah, a little, not. I mean, not.
Apparently not, because you still
didn't.
thought the food
I,
was
it was
phenomenal.
great, but I really, at the end of the meal, was like,
Ah,
now's
like
when
something
now's
sweet.
when I like to like. I'm like,
Yeah.
I felt like I wanted to get another dessert now, and I'm trying to like not eat so goddamn much.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I guess that was it. And I was like, I kind of left like,
And you'll go back and do it the right way.
You left
Yeah.
completely satisfied, but not on your terms.
yeah,
It seems.
I got everything I want in me.
Just
But
reverse thought.
and I probably would get. I'm like, let me get those fried Oreos at the end of the meal.
Next time you go, you'll know you'll get, unless he tries to shove it down your throat again.
Yeah.
For the first
So I go up
time.
afterwards, like, I guess I should thank this guy. So I walk back up to the bar. I'm like, hey man, thanks so much. I appreciate it. He goes, yeah, no problem. He goes, this is the place. They just bought the place and they're excited. I'm like,
They'll
so
be
you know-
back.
I go. So you don't even own the place? He goes, no, I'm just friends with them. I'm
That's
just
what
hanging
he
out.
just wants
Yeah.
to see them do good.
He just was throwing around his their ice cream.
He had a little bit of weight that they gave him power to do, and he
Yeah.
wanted to do it. And he
Yeah.
realizes, he's like, they'll be back, though. I got him.
He was probably another regular that hung out with them at
Yeah.
the bar, but he's too broke dick to get in on the deal with them. So
Such a
he's
cheap
trying.
move.
He's trying to get involved with the purchase of this place by sending out desserts.
B, I got you on this. I'm going to send him out to free
This is a chick move.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
I got you, chick. I got
We
you.
buy
I
a
got you, B. I got you,
restaurant
B.
and chicks just giving away the food.
And you guys are like, why?
Absolutely.
But don't worry, they'll be back.
They'll be back.
It is a
They'll
bet.
be
all,
back.
all confident.
Got to spend money
They'll
to
be
make
back.
money.
I'm a salesman, all right? They
Yeah.
come back to me. By the way, I think this place will be under by November. That's the way things are running.
Yeah.
Where is this place?
Port
Are we
Jeff,
allowed
right
to
in
say
town.
Port Jeff?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
I highly recommend going there. And if you know,
Wait, what is it called?
Prohibitions. I think there's another prohibition somewhere on Long Island, but they're not. I don't
Not
think
related.
they're
See, my
at all.
issue with speakeasy that B was referring to is that there's no real, like, if it's not going to be a real speakeasy,
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah. No,
Oh, look, the only issue with the speakeasy on fucking Main Street is that they were losing business because people would go there, feel like idiots because they couldn't find the doorknob and walk away.
Yeah.
That's all they did was turn away customers. There was nothing cool about it. It was right on Main Street. Everybody knew it was there.
Yeah, hide the place, and then hopefully people pick up on it. They find it.
Put a password. Make it a real thing.
Yeah.
Like Criff Dogs.
And I almost feel like you'll
You know
have
that place?
Is that like behind a ice cream?
It's a hot dog place.
Hot dog place.
But you
Oh.
go into the phone booth,
Yeah.
and then there's like a real nice bar.
Yeah, so I think I've heard of it, like an ice cream place. It's a similar.
I'm
thing.
sure there's another.
Yeah, and
there's
do
plenty
something
of places.
illegal down there.
And on the way out of that place, you get your ice cream, but not on the way in.
Yeah, on the way out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with you though with that. I don't want dessert first.
I'm looking at him.
I don't
like,
think
I'm
anybody
not-
does.
No.
No.
I mean, literally nobody on earth likes dessert more than I do. I mean, you might like it as much as me, but you can't like it more than me. And I'm like, I don't want this now. I want this in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me my food.
Well, you know.
But you'll be back. He got
Yeah,
you.
you will be
Yeah,
back.
so
Like,
the
I think you would have been back.
Fries are
regardless.
so good. They're the kind of fries I like. I don't like this. You know these fries now, like they got the extra layer of like crispy to them.
Okay,
Don't
it's
like
like
that.
fried.
I don't like it.
It's like
It's just-
fried.
Yeah,
like
it's
double
almost like double fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
me,
I'm not
it's
a
just
fan
like
of that
to me,
either.
I'm eating all fry and no. It's like the potatoes hidden in the middle there.
Yep.
I want just a clean fry. If you're doing it right,
You want it thick or you want it thin?
I prefer a thin fry, but I don't mind like a thick steak cut fry. But yeah, nice.
But you
these
want
are like
you want to taste potato in there.
yeah, I want to taste potato.
Now, do you like them a little well done?
I like them
a
very
lot.
well
Well,
done.
okay, I like them
Yeah.
well done too. Because I don't like when I get them and they're like just barely cooked.
No.
Which it's like
I love almost homemade. Well, like the homemade fries that you literally like cut a potato thin and
Yeah.
kind of just fucking make a fry with it.
Yeah,
Like those are fantastic.
That's a
too.
you gotta soak them in water first.
Well,
though.
yeah,
you gotta
Yeah.
soak them.
but I also I'm a thin fry guy too. I am.
Yeah. So they got them there. They got great mac and cheese, which is like
Mac and cheese is a new thing that I never used to order when I was like going out somewhere. That I'm like, no, I like it. A good like.
it's, but it's
places
bad a lot
have-
of places though.
No, you're right.
You
gotta-
get a lot
you
of
gotta
bad
get
mac
the
and
right
cheese,
one.
and you know,
Mac and cheese to me is not a summer dish though.
It's not a good. It's like hot.
That's
way too.
I
And
can't.
we just came from outside. You know, we were walking around town. We were hot, and we still got that.
I mean, yeah, I would still probably do
Mac
it.
and cheese is a great Sunday football after the Jets lose. Stuff my face with a little mac and cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Potato coins. I've talked about this. I love potato coins. They look like coins.
Oh,
But they're-
okay, yeah.
Now that's good. Not a lot of good. There's a few really, really high end places that have them, or a lot of them are crap. But if done really well, a potato coin is
I'm interested. Sounds interested.
It's-
I love
it's
potatoes
beautiful.
in every form.
beautiful, yeah.
Scalloped.
scallop potato.
You want to know what I found out? This is gonna be such a boring fucking episode with the thing, but I found out that scallops, a lot of times are not actually scallops that you get. That they're literally like fins from
I just cut them in the shape of a
and
scallop.
cooked so they
I
almost
could
textured
see
and
that.
taste like scallops.
Yeah.
I don't know
makes
what a
sense.
scallop is. It always just looks
So
like a
I
piece of.
didn't understand this either. The person who told me this was
What do you got? A scallop guy now?
Nah, I guess he grew up. His father was like a fisherman, and it's the one guy I work with. He's a good dude, but he was pretty and then he like looked it up to prove it to me, and he
Yeah.
was fucking dead on. But it's like stingrays, fins, and shit like
Oh,
that.
no.
That they do it's a scallop. It tastes, looks like a scallop.
Yeah, I
but
guess-
It's funny that it just because it's in the water, it can mimic something else.
exactly, yeah.
And we don't know.
That's gross. By the way, I did homework for this show, and we never even talked about it. You
you
had
watch-
told me to watch that movie Mountainhead.
Yeah.
And you know
Well,
what it
we
takes-
already watched it, so just whenever you watch it, we're ready to go.
Well, I watched it that week, but we
Yeah.
never we ended up not talking about it.
Yeah.
And you know what it takes for me to watch a movie.
I do,
I
yeah,
had
so
to
let's-
dedicate a whole night to this.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed in the night I dedicated.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. And this is a movie when I saw the trailer, I liked the cast. I liked the cinematography, I guess you would call it. And I liked the idea of it. But then
he's
execu- like
mistaking
the execution.
cinematography, and when he's not completely wrong, but he's just looking at the setting that it was in.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
calling that cinematography.
That's
That's part of
cinematography.
cinematography.
It is
though.
part of it, but that's why he just likes the scenery, though. Like,
Yeah.
I know what he means by saying cinematography.
Okay,
there.
well, here's the thing about the English language. As long as you get your point across, it is
that's
a
why I was
successful.
laughing.
But it's also, you can frame a place to look nicer than it is. Just because you're in a pretty place doesn't mean the cinematography is going to be good.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's exactly
They
right.
shot that space well,
Well,
which is
they did a
which
very
is
good job.
cinematography. Like if you took a wide shot of this place, like it looks better on the podcast. I mean, maybe somebody can make an argument. But if you just took a wide shot, this place looks like shit.
Well, that's
There's
like
stuff
the
everywhere.
Hateful Eight he did with all the long,
Yeah.
wide lens.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I loved it. It felt like a movie that belonged on Max. Like if I went to the theater and saw that, I'd be like,
That's a direct to streaming movie.
Yeah, I was like,
That makes sense.
like, oh, this is on. I'll put this on. Okay, this wasn't offensive, and I liked the story.
I like how this wasn't
Yeah.
offensive.
I have to go back and like even think about what even happened.
I
in the
know,
movie.
me too.
Yeah, it got a little off the rails.
That's
there,
when I started
but-
to appreciate the dark humor when they were trying
Yeah,
to kill him.
yeah.
When they start, yeah. But also, like, there was so much stuff. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but there was full, like, scenes where they would talk about their business. I don't even know what they were talking about.
I have a problem with Steve Carell. Like I like him. He seems like I just, and this is all my hang up. I have a hard time seeing him not as the guy from The Office.
Okay.
Even
Like-
now with the gray hair. and-
Yeah.
You can't take
Yeah.
when he has a generally like somewhat intellectual like conversation that he's not meant to be this idiot.
I don't know. Maybe he just did that so well, or I'm just an idiot, and I see that guy, and I'm just like,
Have you
'cause
seen him in Dumb
liked
Money? Or not? Is it Dumb Money or no? What's the one
The
where
Long
he's?
Short,
the
the
Big Short.
The Big Short. I
Yeah.
did, and I liked that.
I
but-
thought he was good in that.
Yeah, I thought he. I
I-
actually just watched that pretty recently.
I really am enjoying this other half of Steve Carell's career.
Yeah,
I am
and
too.
I watched a little bit of Four Seasons, and I'm like, okay,
Four
yeah,
Seasons
like
I
he's
like.
good. I'm not saying he's bad and everything; he's good and everything. But like, when I watch him, like in the back of my mind, I'm a little bit like, oh, this is the boss from
Yeah,
Office.
because it's such an iconic role.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I really feel like he plays like... I think he's good at what he's doing right now.
He is. He's a good.
And
He's a good actor.
What was that other television show on Apple TV I liked he was in?
Oh, he.
The Morning Show.
Yeah, he was. Great
I
in
loved
that.
him in The Morning Show, and he very believable in that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
as
he
a-
did that Foxcatcher, right? Where he played that really
Fox-
Oh,
weird,
when he
that
played
really
the
weird guy.
the oil
DuPont-
tycoon, or
the-
no, the DuPont guy.
DuPont guy?
You're the oil tycoon, all right?
Yeah. So, but it's just sometimes when he's talking about something serious, it's like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
But I agree. I thought it was an interesting movie. There's parts I liked of it. I definitely didn't dislike it. Like, I don't regret
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah, I enjoyed my time watching it.
I
which-
expected a little more,
Yeah.
but I was talking about it last night with my a couple of my friends that like we have all these movies that tell us how bad AI is going to be and the downfalls of it, and we're still fucking diving right in.
Yeah, but even in that
Yeah.
movie, they were saying like they, as bad as AI can be, the humans can
Do so much good with it.
they can do good with it, and they can prevent where the bad aspect of it. But they are bad as humans, so they didn't want because that was going to cut into their bottom line. So the humans are
Bad.
bad, and the AI, we can control the AI if we want to, but it's when the greed of
But that-
these
unfortunately, that
corporations
is
meets the
there.
AI. That's when
But
shit's
that's
going to
where
go
we're
down.
headed.
And that's
to.
what's gonna
We don't
happen.
have good people controlling the AI.
Of course, yeah. But if
It's not like, but if to me that's such a dreamer's.
I can't believe I really have stopped using AI for silly shit. Like I use a little bit when I'm editing editing photos.
I'm so happy this combo's going.
Why?
You'll find out in a second. Just
talk.
continue where you're going.
Okay. I feel like I'm being set up for an
You're not
okey-doke.
being set
No,
up for
you're not.
anything.
So I use it a little bit when I'm editing photos, like you can
Okay.
blemish removals and stuff like that. But I don't know where it's drawing from, but I used to use AI for like goofy shit and sending pictures to you guys, like, oh, pull up ChicGPT and make a photo.
Yeah.
But then I heard about all of the energy suck that it is.
Yeah,
and
no,
the- and the
I
I-
remember
the-
talking about
yeah,
this,
the
how it's
environmental
bad
thing.
for the
And I'm like,
environment.
okay, I'm not gonna do that. So
Yeah.
So
No,
me and B don't care about the environment.
We
Not that
know.
we don't.
oh, we
but-
talked. Yeah, we did talk about.
We
this a little
learned that it's a bottle of water for every time you
bit.
do
That's
one
right,
of
we
these.
talked about this. Yeah,
But listen,
you've been using it more since then.
Well, no, but today
because
we
you
had
brought
a fun
attention
time.
to it. No, on the way here.
So can I get into how we originally got into it, or you think?
Let
all
me
right, go.
ask AI if you're allowed to talk.
Okay.
No.
So on the way here, I'm showing B just a rant I went on in a group chat, and I'm like, "Yo, do you think this has any comedic? Like, could we take this rant, fix it, and kind of turn it into a bit almost?" And he was saying yes, so whatever. One thing led to another. I'm like, we should try for our show. I said I should do, or he said you should do ChicGPT, and then kind of just put in me into the chat GPT and see if it can make jokes that as me.
Yeah.
So I said it would be maybe we could put in your rant in there and turn it into something. And we just started playing around with it, wasting bottles of water the whole ride.
The whole ride here.
Just pouring them out the window, and
Probably a whole case.
yeah, no, it was a 24 pack of Poland Spring, and I kept putting in like things about him, and which is hard to do because I don't want to say fat bald idiot. Like I'm like, you tell me what you think about you,
Yeah.
right? And he goes, loser. Can't hold a job, pothead, gambling addict. So like there's a lot of prompts you could put in, and
I wish that it could draw from the podcast. Like AI doesn't have
Like take
access.
things I've said.
It doesn't have dialogue from the podcast, and
we're
and if
getting
it did,
to
it wouldn't
this.
know exactly where that it's coming from you.
By
but-
the end of this, I said we should do a whole episode where let's see if we could actually replace us. Like we'll say what we did this week, right? And then we'll have our personalities that we built on Chat GPT, have them do the conversation and put it out there as an episode of us.
this
and
is
see-
just him trying to not get out of his.
he's going to
house.
not have to show up.
But
for-
yeah, it would be fun to do that. So this
Yeah.
is one thing it said about Chick. I won't read out everything.
you could read out some.
We eventually got it to like.
It was almost too close to home. We're like, wow, we nailed me.
At the end,
And then it just got mean.
I was like, "What do you think of Tom?" And it was like, "Well, he's a good guy, but he's a bum. But he's a mess. He just
that's hilarious.
like he'd give the shirt off his back, but he probably would."
Spill something on the shirt.
The only thing that screwed up with I had most of his things, but I told him he sells oil, and for whatever reason, ChatGPT thought he was selling essential oils. So that confused. So there's always like a confusing thing, but it also started with
Burbs and JFK.
nonstop with the burbs. So it says it was all like, "Why did your friend?" jokes, and then we finally got it to like. I had it write a story about him, and I said,
How close was this the story?
Write that story about. But it started off with this: why did your friend bring a ladder to his parents' basement? He heard the Burbs was on, but climbing out of his lazy munchy fueled funk to change the channel was too much ambition. So it starts there, and then it kept going into. Yeah, I don't know what even half of these are. We had JFK. Why did your friend's resume list the basement conspiracist as his top skill? He showed up to the interview baked, quoting the Burbs, and JFK insisting his only ambition was to decode the Zapruder film from his parents' couch, then got fired for dozing off mid-theory. And you just kept putting stuff in there, and by the end, it literally knew who he was.
Yeah.
And it's creepy. And it was like, I could replace him. He's easily replaceable. And this Chat GPT doesn't yell at me, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, it is bad for the environment, so.
So that was our whole drive,
That was it.
just doing that.
Punching up ChatGPT. Yeah.
But the more you keep on telling it, the scarier it got of how, like, I was like, dude, this is fucking, that's me.
Yeah, it was weird. It's just weird.
Not a lot of subtlety to check for that.
No,
No, but
to
there
miss
also
out
is a
on.
lot of like we just put in like sort of the easy stuff.
And nothing positive, really.
No, nothing positive. But it came out.
came out pretty fucking accurate.
It came out, but it did give your positive stuff. As you know, he's a charming guy,
But it's just so obvious or easy to build a personality and have it text like you know when you get text from people like I don't know like you could it's easy to fool people these days and like that you could if that person we got it to text my friends things some of them would buy it
Right.
and realize nothing not think anything's up. Some probably would be like maybe something's up.
Yeah.
he's mentioned the Burbs 8 straight times.
Yeah. I know it was the Burbs, but
Exactly. Like it took like every joke because he mentioned that was like my favorite movie. Every single joke.
Yeah. Then
Burbs was
he
in.
just
yeah,
kept
you got to
using
give it a lot to give it a real.
Well, that's what I said. I go, we could really build this into, and then it got into. I said I should do like when we do our show, if we ever fucking do the actual comedy show, because I have a hard time writing. He said you should do ChicGPT.
Yeah.
Where I just fucking do my whole bit is.
which would be very
It's
funny.
too bad we can't give it like your Facebook page, which you don't post a lot.
I
Really
don't.
much anymore, but you used
Did.
to.
I would be scared for the personality that it would derive off of that. That
Like
shit.
all your comments and all your posts.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to see.
All
what-
his when he comments on stuff, that's got to bring something because that's a
Yeah.
specific type of person that just goes out to comment. Like you comment on a lot of stuff
I'm more of a commenter
that,
than a
that
poster.
you don't need to comment on, but you do.
Yeah, you're right. This week I did.
Yeah, it's what you do. But you've been doing it for a long time now.
This week somebody
well-
wrote like a depressing. I won't name names or anything, but they put up like a post basically like on the edge, and then I corrected their grammar in the comments. I thought it would maybe
That's a hard thing to pass up. When
It
some-
was,
when-
and
when
I
somebody-
meant it as
when
like
so-
an innocent joke. And then a couple of my friends saw it, and my buddy goes, "Yeah, chick, great job. Somebody's on the fucking edge of suicide, and you just pushed them over." I said, "Whoops." It meant to be a joke more
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
anything.
no,
but,
I think it landed.
I don't think it. Then she wrote like, "Life sucks." I guess my grammar sucks too, and I was just like, I didn't even respond.
It was like you were talking to yourself on there.
Yeah, it was.
But like when somebody's being an asshole online and they use the wrong,
and they mess
use
up
the word
the-
"your"
yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
it's hard to not just comment just the right,
Yeah.
the correction.
Yeah, it's kind of the perfect little icing on the cake when
Yeah,
somebody.
it's like you don't have to do much, and like I feel stupid if I use the wrong thing, so I'm assuming that they feel stupid if they like,
Yeah.
oh shit. It really takes the wind out of the sails
Yeah.
of a mean comment. When you,
You know what though? It's so easy with the phone though, because I do it all the time. Just because you're
Yeah.
barely looking.
or if you're doing speak to text, sometimes it doesn't know.
But also you're like, I'm an idiot. I should have
Yeah.
To
re-looked
me,
at that.
you're texting somebody, whatever, grammar, who cares? I'll still bust my friend's balls just to be a dick, but for the most part,
You're kidding
texting, who cares? But
yeah, no, on
to
the
me,
face-
when you're putting a post up on something like that, you better fucking
Give it a
read
read-
it.
give it a
Give it a
reread.
You want to
reread.
give that a reread. But too many times I've been in text with him or whatever, and I'm barely looking. You know, it's just
Yeah.
I'm just getting it out there. But
Yeah.
whatever.
This was go.
No, good.
This was my last week of not ever, but for the season for the special needs on Sunday,
Oh, good.
and we did like this whole fucking event. Well, not like a whole event, but they were announcing kids.
Got away.
Did you resist cursing in front of the kids?
Yeah, I'm good with them.
Yeah.
With my other
Could
like
you
the
do it with
older
us a little
kids
more?
would be PAL.
Come on, kids. We're gonna end. We have this whole fucking event for you.
With the PAL older kids that I occasionally I'll drop a bomb, but they're older. They heard it. Most of the parents don't care. But with these
Most.
kids, yeah, all the parents are right there with them. You got to be on your best.
Yeah.
But
Successful season.
it's a very successful season. It was a lot of fun, but we that was the thing I was trying to talk about where it poured in the morning. We didn't think we were going to be able to do it, but half my team showed up, so we were playing in the field, literally. So what happens with these kids in this heat is a couple of them they don't want to be out there, and it's hard to force them to do. So like at one point, by the first like halfway through the first inning, we had 2 people in the field. We had one person at first and one kid basically running around the field, just fielding every ball that was hit off the kid. Yeah. So it was a fun day. They gave out medals to everybody. We had somebody announce them. They all had a walk-up song, and Farmingdale actually hats off to them. They did a good job.
Good.
And you did a good job too. You
Yeah,
volunteered your
listen, I
time.
volunteered. It was fun. But I hope to continue to do every season now, whatever
why
they
not?
do, because I think they're going to try and do like, each season a different sport.
I wish I wish I had less going on. And that might sound insulting.
No, it's not. I get it.
I wish I had less going on. I mean, I work long hours a day. I wish I worked 8 hours a day, and that would free up a ton of time for me to do. Because I've volunteered in the past, and it always really makes you
it
feel
is fun.
Yeah.
good. Like to set aside some time. Like
My thing is, you get in with these guys early, and then you get to watch them all grow and stuff. That's the fun part about it. So, like a kid I coached in our regular basketball played in this league,
Oh, nice.
which was great to see him out there. So, like I enjoy it, but I'm hoping they do like football and they do something every season. And it's usually just like a 1 weekend day. So if anybody ever does want to volunteer, let me know. But that's usually 1 day a week for the most part.
a while back, you got in an argument about somebody running for, was it
Oh yeah, that
something in the
the
school?
guy wanted the budget to fail.
Okay,
It was a guy who.
But it was
used,
this
this guy
guy-
used to run for office, and he got voted against twice.
Is this the school board guy?
Well, he's not on the board. This
But
guy was
trying-
tried to run for it. He
All right,
got
so
voted
this
against
election
twice.
happened a while ago. It didn't happen yesterday. 'cause
No,
the election-
oh
a lot-
no, it
there was
wasn't
a lot of-
yesterday's
a lot of
election.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
that was probably a different.
But
all the pub-
he
his thing that he was trying to squash passed. Fuck him.
Okay,
he
good,
lost.
all right.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
good.
Yeah. No good. Let me ask you guys about this. I got a gift. It's a fountain pen. Do you have fountain pens?
I've
Is
I
this
don't
better
use
than
many
an
pens.
astronaut's pen?
No, but
Well, I'm in the middle of
I
setting
hate
it up.
fountain pens. I know what they are, though.
But it's like a whole thing, you know? It's like a very nice pen. I've never had a
fountain pens are
Yeah.
very nice, but those are the ones that leak, and I
Do
hate
they
them.
leak?
They can.
This
like,
is
they're more likely to leak. Yeah,
because it gave the whole ink.
yeah. Fountain pens are more of like, look at my fountain pen. I don't.
I think it
use
is that way. Well, I
Like,
got
let
one
me keep it on the
as
desk.
a gift.
I got one as a gift, and I'm writing a letter, a thank you letter with the pen. How
To the person you got the gift
Isn't that
from?
a good idea?
Wow, yeah.
That
Hopefully,
is.
he doesn't listen. To
Then never use the pen again. Set it up as a
no,
nice.
I'll use it.
You really shouldn't,
Why would I not use it though?
because it's a gift. Those pens are meant more for show. I feel like. than
No, I
actual
think this
use.
is. I think this is a utility pen. I think it's a utility pen.
I just feel like people don't gift pens that they don't expect. That they expect it.
I'm not gonna carry
What are you
it in my
gonna do
pocket.
when you're done? You're just gonna throw it away then?
No, you order more cartridges of ink, but it's not like a keep in my pocket pen. But I write a lot, so
A fountain pen is supposed to emulate, in my opinion, basically like from back in the day when they used to
The
wrote
feather
the
and
Declaration
dipping-
of fucking Independence.
yeah. But you're not a pen guy.
No, I actually love a nice pen.
Do you?
Everybody loves a nice pen. That's why they made a Seinfeld episode about a great pen. You can write it upside down.
But you don't like the fountain pen.
No, I said I love them.
But you wouldn't write with it.
I would never write with it. Those are cool to have. Like, oh, look at this.
Now I don't want to
fucking-
put it on display. This is a writing pen. I want to write with it.
Yeah.
I want it well used. If I bought a Ferrari, I'm going to drive the Ferrari.
I'd
I'm
love
not
for
going
you
to
to bring it on
garage it.
stage and your little notebook and your open
that.
mics and just a little fountain pen.
Yeah, I would do that if I went to more.
Here's what I see happening. He's going to explode that pen and ruin the pen. So
Oh,
even
I-
when he's done, that
He's
pen
going to
will be ruined.
explode that pen.
Yeah, you are.
All right. Well, we'll see. But I just thought that was a little bit of a nice touch, right?
That was a great gift, and that was a cool idea, and then it should not be used.
But I won't use it. But I will. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it more than you think, actually.
I hope you ruin it.
There is just such an anger inside of
Yeah,
him.
such
What is
negativity.
this?
Yeah.
What is it?
Because I think I don't know,
How's your handwriting for one?
Terrible.
And then
that's another reason why you shouldn't
how do
use
you
it.
feel? Does it change? Because my handwriting changes depending on
Changes the
the
way
pen that I'm
yeah,
the pen
yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
using. Do you,
I agree with that.
yeah. So do you feel like is it better or worse with this pen?
Well, you have to it more time with it, so better.
I
Better.
think it makes it worse because you're probably going over the same mark more than once, and it doesn't just look like a
Yeah.
nice and even
Yeah,
stroke.
but my problem, the reason why I have sloppy handwriting is because I try to write quick. I try to get it over with, because, you've written jokes, right? And when I
gotta
do
get
it,
it out.
when you get it out. So I'm writing like Chick. You've seen my handwriting as like joke.
Yeah, it's awful.
And it doesn't even make sense. It looks like a crazy
A fountain pen is meant to not be too hard pressed, but you have to. It's got to
right.
get
So
on.
I save it for things like this.
I think my penmanship would have been terrible if back in the day using ink and write. Like I don't.
No, I
felt
think it
tip
wouldn't.
pen?
I don't
felt
think it would have.
tip pen. That's why I love in Pulp Fiction. Give me a fucking felt tip pen.
I don't think it would have been because you get used to writing. We don't write enough these days.
I agree with that. We don't. But my handwriting, even when I did write a decent amount, like in school, was still never good.
Do you have good handwriting, Ryan?
When I want to, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I'm writing quick, it's not great.
I
But
feel like mine is good when I want to for the first few sentences, and then
yeah,
It gets worse and
trails
worse.
off. It's like eventually, like the lines start going like that, going up to the
I
corner.
can write neat slowly, but I mean like ridiculously
Got to be slow. But who has time for that?
yeah. I if it's something I want it to look nice, then I have the time for it. But yeah,
I also never felt that cursive was I mean, I guess it's quicker, but I don't feel that's a quicker way to
I
write.
think I lost it. I don't know. That
I
could do
can't
it
write
anymore.
script anymore. I
The
lost
typing
script
is
by
faster,
senior.
you know. But I even I think I can type faster than I can, so I do a lot of backspacing. I do like fuck up and fuck. It's like I should slow down because I can't type as fast as I think I can type.
I used to be a decent typer.
We did typing. You guys did typing classes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we did. I remember I had keyboarding 1 and 2.
Yeah.
that you had to
Yeah.
pass.
I was at the top of my game.
I
when
was.
We were doing that.
Remember they used to time you per minute?
Yeah,
I used to be fucking
and that
money
was
with
something
that.
I got into.
It
Because
was
when
good
you're
to
doing
know
it, it's
at
like
that time. It was good to know.
That was like my favorite class because it was just like
Yeah.
All that shit went out the door because now it's so much on text
Yeah.
that it's like a small keyboard.
Yeah,
that
well,
it's-
I use a computer enough still to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Could you guys close your eyes and rattle off the keyboard?
I think so.
Just the letters. I won't go into.
Should we try it?
I mean,
Not now.
I could do the middle.
I could do it because I have to do this. Like so, it would be.
We should-
I'd have to
I wanna-
spell
I wanna-
words in my head to do it.
I want to do
and
it.
then-
Not today. We're not set up for it today, but I want to do a typing contest.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
A contest or a memorization contest.
A contest. We're gonna give. We're all gonna have to type the same sentence,
Okay.
eyes closed. And you got to type it up, and we're gonna show it.
All right.
Yeah.
ASDFJKL semicolon.
What's
Yeah.
the 2 in between though?
Doesn't
I need
matter.
to spell words.
No practicing.
But
No,
that's
but
it.
like I know them from muscle memory. Like if I'm typing, I
I
know
know
it.
Isn't
But
it
I'm
weird?
saying, can you rattle off? Like I want to hear each of us close your eyes and literally rattle off what
Yeah.
instead of typing and speed on typing. Just I want to hear you rattle off the letters of the keyboard.
But I would have to.
Oh, know where they are.
Yes.
See, that's more difficult.
It is
Because-
that's
But I would
my
have to. I would
point.
have to. I would have to think about it.
That's what I
I would have to
said.
go P. Okay, P. I wouldn't be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I want in order. You figure it out, and we'll see how we could
Well,
test.
that's a
how
whole
long.
different thing.
That is different.
That's laborious.
It's
Q.
it's
W.
easier when
QWERTY. That's why they
QWE.
call it QWERTY.
Yeah.
Q.
I got the first three.
W-E-R-T-Y.
I got. Yeah.
it's
I guess
easier when you're holding the keyboard.
I get it, but you could still like it's QWERTY, and then I'd have to figure out names, honestly, in words to when I use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something. I don't know. Maybe we'll try that. I would like a typing contest.
Typing contest would be good.
Yeah. Listen, at this point, anything, right?
Any content.
Anything to bring this podcast back.
I had to do the
where it
the
was.
Snellen chart.
What's the Snellen chart?
I know that. What's the Snelling one? Why am I not? What is that?
That's the. Well, let me make sure. Snellen chart.
Snelling and
Yeah.
S-E-N-L.
It's this guy.
Oh yeah.
So when I
Oh,
went to the
okay.
DMV, I wanted to try to get. Right now, I have
First of all, you're
glasses.
talking about an eye test.
Eye chart.
Who calls it a Snelling chart?
Yeah, I've never heard it referred to as the Snelling chart.
It's such a ridiculous thing to say.
But I wanted since I've had glasses, I feel like I've had on my license where needs glasses to drive. But my eyes aren't that bad. I just think when I went there, I did the test with my glasses, and then they just put it down with glasses. So I just got my license renewed. I said, "Can I try it without the glasses?" I said, "I want." She goes, "Yeah, just read number. If you can read 7, So I'm like, yeah, I took my glasses off. I'm like, bang through it. She goes, yeah, you're good. So I think I got glasses taken off my license. Very excited because I once got a ticket for not wearing glasses while I was driving.
Yeah, because you
I
have
don't even
to
know
have
if glasses are on my license. I'm sure they
They
are.
gotta be.
But I don't ever remember, like, where is it written?
Somewhere in there it'll say you need.
Well, I actually have realized that I used to try and, not cheat, but you always want to do good on that, I think.
Yeah.
And all you do is fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because now my glasses, I've realized, may not be
Well,
strong
for
enough.
glasses tests, I don't try to cheat myself, but I'm doing.
But whenever I go to the eye doctor and you do that, that's for glasses and to test your
No, but
vision.
like I just have to get my medical exam and then and the DMV thing, and I try to cheat it because I don't want to have to be documented that I need glasses.
Where does it say glasses?
Let me see.
Say it right on the front
can't see.
somewhere.
Then no, I don't need glasses.
Oh,
That
you
can't be
need
possible.
glasses.
Yeah,
Let me
it's
see that
possible.
thing.
You know, let me
Because I don't even have glasses in my picture. They make you take them off.
Do they really?
Which
That
I think
seems-
is retarded.
That's crazy. Because if you walk in, like they would see, like, okay, you see those glasses.
I shouldn't
This
be allowed to
motherfucker
drive
needs.
without
This motherfucker's
fucking
always going to be wearing his
glasses.
glasses.
Is that only a truck driver thing?
Oh, maybe.
No, you have a CDL?
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
yeah.
I think it's only a truck driver.
No, but there
thing.
are
Perhaps,
glasses. I just can't see it. I can barely read my license, so I don't know why I don't need glasses.
Yeah. I like that we've all now looked at it and that
We
haven't
can't
seen
see.
it. Yeah. Yeah. B, corrective lenses.
Oh, it does on the back. All right.
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't
See
know.
that.
Uh huh. You can't even see the words corrective lenses.
Oh yeah, there it is. Restrictions.
Yeah.
You better keep those glasses.
I
on,
also
Tom.
watched the Astro World.
I tried to watch that. I didn't get through it.
Wow, that is so short. I can't even
You
read
need
that.
glasses
I
to look
can't
at
even read
So you don't have the right glasses on.
No, I just don't think.
You should be able to I can read it.
I could read it, but it's a little dark in here.
No, it's you don't have the right glasses.
We're literally
bud. This-
we got spotlights on us. It's a little dark in here.
But it's still dark.
You don't
Shut
no you. I started to.
here's
Did
the
you watch?
thing.
Did you watch the mayor? The
I
mayor.
watched the Rob Ford.
You watched that one
I
first.
thought it was fine.
These are what I told you guys too, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Your
okay.
Rex.
It didn't.
I didn't watch that one. But go ahead.
It was fine. It wasn't. It was like all right. I remember.
But did I
the
say
city.
it was great, or did I say the
You
guy's a
recommended
train-
it.
I said that it's interesting because the guy's a fucking
Shut
train
up.
wreck.
Recommended it. We watch it. So we watched it.
I honestly didn't even remember that you recommended it. Right. So, I watched it on my own accord, and I thought it was just okay. I watched it. Astro World. I started watching it. I've said this once. I've said it a million times. I watched it a little late at night, and I got tired and didn't finish it, and then didn't care to go back.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole Astro World.
Well, if you watched, you would know. That's,
That's
the whole point of watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. The Rob Ford thing, I was there for all of the headlines. I know it. It's just,
Yeah.
It would just be a rehashing of shit I already know. I didn't know about this story, so I was like, okay, let me watch this thing, figure out what
Live
happened.
Nation, done. Should
Yeah,
be.
but I've hated them
I
for
know.
years because of when they.
Right.
But yeah, not great. But I'm watching this. I'm watching this. Imagine going through this nightmare thing, and then on top of that, you also have to listen to Travis Scott music.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like-
I don't like
yeah.
Travis Scott
It's like
at all.
I thought that I liked some of his songs, but I
don't know any of this.
second I
I
heard of
don't
his
know
music
any
and
of
that
this
thing, I'm like, how does anybody sit through this music?
And not only sit through 50,000, squeeze
Yeah.
into a 30,000.
Now,
And-
is this like, would this be like mumble rap? Is that what this is?
I don't know, maybe- yeah.
How about
Rap?
bad rap?
Rap music? I don't know. Like
It's not trap rap.
I don't know.
I feel like it's past.
It's
me
mumbly.
by.
It's
Yeah.
definitely mumble-esque.
I would put it almost more as like a emo rap. I don't even know
Yeah,
what he
it's
talks
just
about.
and like you can't understand a word, which is a lot of rap is that way. You can't really understand what they're saying. When,
Yeah, but
when
I
they're- when they're
could.
live.
But the stuff that I loved.
Yeah, when if I go to see rap concerts, but I know the
He
but I know
has,
the
like,
lyrics.
Beat
guess.
drops like a where you take
Yeah,
drugs
and he's
and
hyped. He,
like,
he's a
he
showman. He puts
he
on a
just
good
puts
show.
on a show.
But I'm like, I can't imagine. Imagine like you're dating somebody and they're into Travis Scott. Like,
Oh,
all right, I'll
no.
go with you.
I fucking-
And now you're getting crushed, and you're like, and the last thing I'm gonna fucking hear is this shit.
Oh God, no.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
But, so what did
Yeah, I
you
didn't
think
make- I
about
did-
the actual thing though. What about the kids on stage trying to stop it? Nobody listening.
Yeah,
to
that
them?
was
It
touching.
like
I
ridiculous.
was like down and up. I was like bored at first, and they're like setting up the people. I'm like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care that you're a nurse. What happened at the concert?
Can I tell you, I'm
Yeah.
sick of docs getting into like. I get it. You want to humanize the people that it's happening to, but can't we just do it like quick?
Yeah, but it came back around. Like I later on, I'm like, oh, that's why they were saying how she's a nurse because
Because she
the
saved
nursing
the other
shit came
guy.
in and she saved
Yeah.
the guy, and yeah.
That's
But,
where I tap out. That beginning, it's like we're not getting
Yeah.
anywhere, and then I just get too tired.
I just
But
want to know about
was
the event.
that was the one thing. This is you get these docu-series that go 6 episodes where they really stretch shit out. And it's
Yeah,
like it's too much. All these things could be an hour and a half, 2-hour documentary.
People want to know what happened, why it happened, like what led up to it happening, the incident, the consequences. They don't care about your family afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I don't need the We Are the World parts.
I also feel like these Netflix is that under the same umbrella, the Rob Ford and the Astro World.
yeah,
They're
it was
all
all
train
train
wreck.
wreck.
Like Poop Cruise is now
The
on there.
Poop Cruise one I just watched.
I feel like every single one I've watched, I'm interested in most of them. They're
You can fast forward through these.
just okay.
Yeah.
They're not like the trailer gets me more excited than actually watching it.
Yeah.
Where like I'm like I want to watch this,
So-
and then I sit down. I'm like, all right.
I feel the way about literally everything I watch. I was just saying
so
this the other day.
much.
Like, again, this is me. Like, I just love. I've been rewatching Seinfeld. I'm like, this is my favorite thing that's ever
It is.
existed.
Yeah.
And when I watch something else, I'm like, this is okay. I'd rather watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I feel about almost everything that I watch.
true.
I'm like, I prefer comedies to drama for one. When I'm
Yeah.
talking about TV shows, and then it's always like, I'm just put on Seinfeld.
I like
See,
good,
a
I like
lot of
good
these
drama.
things, I like the story. I could almost fast forward probably the first 15 minutes and last 15 minutes of every one of these
Yeah.
and just watch the core of it and be totally content.
That's you could probably do that.
And I
honestly.
don't doubt that. But to me, sometimes the actual story part is interesting enough that I recommend it. Like, yo, it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
You know, listen, I hate the parts too where like when they really beat down. Like once it's over, end the doc.
Yeah.
Give me words. This person did this, and if I want to read it, I can. If I
Yeah.
don't, I can fucking.
That's a
read
great
it.
point.
Like
Yeah.
I don't need to see them hugging with their family members.
Give me a QR code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to
You
learn
can
about
follow
the
up.
family members and
Yeah.
Yep.
the actual victims, like I don't want to be heartless. It's like I'm happy I found out what happened to you. I don't need the personal story
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
That's an extra 20 minutes of time I don't need on this.
Mm-hmm. I
feel you.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. So that's the new segment. Ryan reviews Chick's picks.
Did you watch anything else? What else did I recommend though? I feel like there
I
was a
remember
movie.
that was definitely
You
all I-
recommended it.
that was it.
Chick's Picks went about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I
last
know.
week,
It
so
really was nuts.
we kind of, much like the documentaries, we kind of tapped out.
I feel like there was a movie that I picked. Was it Dog Pound?
Dog Pound, yes.
Did you watch that? That's on
No.
Peacock? All right. There's somebody out there, I just want to put out there, if anybody listens that I've given one of my my Peacock code to, can you let me know if it's you? There's a couple shows that have been watched on my Peacock that I don't even care that they have it. I forget who I gave it to. And I want to know why they're
Are you judging
watching.
them?
Yeah,
What
I
show-
am kind of
What
judging.
shows are they watching?
It's Love Island and something else that I'm just baffled that I don't understand who's watching it.
Yeah, that's.
And it's probably somebody that I was like, yo, watch this movie. And they're like, I don't have Peacock. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
take
I
my
got you.
Peacock.
Well,
and
you're
now
very
they're just
generous
like,
that.
oh, there's other shit on here I want to watch.
Yeah.
But I almost want to be like, yo, I'm about to remove it because if I ever go on and I can't watch something because you're watching fucking Love Island,
yeah.
like I'm going to lose
Change the
that.
password.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But
Did
I
you
almost
send
want to
out
do
a-
that now to see someone send me the text.
Can you make profiles and Peacock?
I'm sure
you can.
I
Yeah, you
could.
can.
Well,
You
yeah,
can.
but
You could change the picture and you could change
yes,
the name.
but they're going under my profile. Anybody
Change-
I give,
change your name to who's using this who else is using this?
Yeah.
Write a
yeah,
cryptic
just send
thing.
me a text. I'm not even mad at them.
By
I
the
just
way,
want to know who it
you're
is.
gonna
'cause
have
it's
to. You're
mind-boggling.
gonna have to send out a mass text because nobody's lasting this far in this podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
On that note,
On that note, we've made it this far.
We have.
we have. Have you?
Have you?
All right. We're good.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.